Hello everyone, my name is Shirley Toliver. I'm the president of the National Association of African Americans in Human Resources South Florida chapter. Today I'll be covering some interview tips, how to prepare for an interview, what to do during an interview, and resume builder tips. Preparing for the interview. Most important is to research the company that you're applying for and prepare questions related to the organization. You do this because you relate to the interviewer that you are interested in the company, and it was important enough for you to perform your research about their company. Always take a dry run to the interview location prior to the interview. This will result in you being aware of the actual distance from where you're traveling from and how long it would take you to arrive 10 to 15 minutes prior to your interview. Always dress as though you're competing, because you are. Guys, slacks and casual long sleeve dress shirts works no matter what position you're applying for. Even if it's in a restaurant position, if the interviewer perceives that you care about what you look like for the interview, they will assume that you would care about what you look like while you're employed. Refrain from wearing jeans and t-shirts. Ladies, a skirt and blouse or slacks and a blouse always works no matter what position you are applying for. However, please refrain from wearing tight body hugging attire and blouses that show too much skin, and your skirt should be right below your knee or right at your knee, because remember, you'll be sitting for the interview and you don't want your skirt to rise up too high. If the interviewer again perceives that you care about what you look like for the interview, then they'll know or perceive that you care about what you look like while you're employed there. One huge tip in regards to clothing, guys and ladies, refrain from wearing red or colors like neon colors and other bright, distracting colors. You like them to pay attention to you, the applicant, not your clothing attire. What to bring to the interview. This is very easy. There's not a lot you need to bring to the interview. A simple portfolio or folder to the interview location with your resume on the inside and a pen is enough to bring to the interview, and anything else that may have been requested from the interviewer, such as IDs. Anything else will result in you looking for an area to rest your items, but a portfolio and a folder and a pen you can simply rest on your lap while you're interviewing. Handling yourself during the interview. When the interviewer is escorting you to the interview area, keep up with him or her. Either walk directly behind the interviewer or directly right next to the interviewer. This says to the interviewer that with your body language of just walking into the interview area that you do have confidence in yourself. When the interviewer escorts you to the interviewer area, remain standing until the interviewer indicates where you'll be seated. Is this okay to have a seat here? It's okay to ask if the interviewer has a seat without indicating to you where to sit. Always provide a firm handshake when offered. Once again, your body language before you've said one word in the interview exudes confidence. Always maintain eye contact with the interviewer, even if you have to practice that scenario with a family member or a friend prior to your interviews. Again, body language without saying a word first in the interview exudes confidence. Never slump, hang over in the chair, sit bending forward, look downward during the interview. Answer the direct question the interviewer is asking and provide a simple explanation if required. The example: are you currently attending school? The answer is yes or no. If you'd like to say, not at the moment, however, I am registered for the 2012 fall semester, that is fine. Refrain from elaborating too much, such as saying, I'm currently not at school because I couldn't acquire financial aid when I completed high school. The interviewer at that time does simply want to know the answer to the question that they're asking. Then answer every question truthfully. Most often, this is your opportunity to insert what you may have left out on your application or explain what is already there. Never embellish. Either you have the experience or the skill, or you do not. The interviewer is well aware that they are interviewing a recent high school graduate or a senior in high school, or possibly a freshman or sophomore in college. Therefore, there would not be a reason to embellish because they're looking at your resume for who you are and what your interview tells them you are. Either you have the skill or the experience, or you do not. Please do not embellish. Always know the answer to this question. Why do you want to work for XYZ? Previously, I indicated that you should research the company prior to your interview. That will tell you why you like to work for that particular company. And the answer could be just as simple as, it is close to home. It could be as simple as, the environment is fast-paced work and you like to work in that type of environment. But always have an answer to that question. That is the question you'll always get, no matter what you're applying for. Ask relevant questions to the position you are applying for. When the interviewer asks if you have any questions, you really don't want to respond, nope. You like to, even if you ask the same questions for every company you've interviewed for, you still have questions that you're preparing for. It tells the interviewer again, you exude confidence and you research the position in the company that you are interested in working for. 2 sample questions. Will the job of XYZ require to work nights and weekends? That's an okay, relevant question for what you are applying for, usually for a high school senior, someone that's just graduating high school, or maybe a junior or a freshman or sophomore in college. How long is training for the XYZ job? That's a relevant question to ask because you might like to know how long you'll be in the training mode for the particular job that you are applying for. Once the interview has closed, you should ask the interview, is there a time frame whereas I should expect to hear from you? Or you would indicate to the interviewer, thank you for your time. I'm looking forward to hearing from someone soon. You should always have a closing statement when you interview. Added tips. Never tell an interviewer, I just need a job. When they ask you a question, why are you applying? That says that you did not prepare at all for the interview. When considering acquiring a tattoo, you always use this rule of thumb. If you can wear a polo shirt and your tattoos are not visible, then they are in appropriate locations on your body. If you have already acquired obvious visible tattoos, then you should always ask the question, no matter what you're applying for, does your company have any appearance guidelines? You'd ask this because there could be an interviewer, if you remember I said that you're always competing. There could be an applicant that has the same experience and skills that you possess with no visible tattoos. The interviewer may make the decision based on the visible tattoos, but if you ask the question, do you have any appearance guidelines, then the interviewer knows that he or she is willing to wear the appropriate clothing to cover up the tattoos. So now you're back in the running with that applicant that has the same skills and experience that you have. Do not chew gum during an interview. If you happen to know someone who works for the company, do not stop at the work area or station on your way to the interviewer area or out of the facility. You guys can talk at a later time. Resume builders. You should be listing all activities, including sports that you are involved in while at high school or college, or any extracurricular activities such as the debate team, the yearbook club, etc. Again, the interviewer is more than likely aware that they are interviewing a recent high school graduate, high school senior, or someone that just entered college. You should list all your accomplishments in high school and college as well. There's not any accomplishment or activity that is too small for you to list because you're building your resume. And then you should list all your volunteer activities and any community service, whether you are representing your school or you perform the community activity outside of the school. Although you may not yet have the experience and skill needed for what you're applying for, your resume will provide a snapshot of you and your perceived ability to work within a team, your commitment, and your ability to multitask. And if you are a leader in any one of the organizations at school, then it also gives the interviewer a snapshot of your ability to manage. My name is Shirley Toliver. I'm with the National Association of African Americans in Human Resources, South Florida chapter, and we hope that the interview tips assist you in your search for employment.